4 cheeses you should never touch and 4 you must eat daily if you are over 60. Every 7 seconds, a senior over 60 eats a food that silently weakens their bones, inflames their joints, or spikes blood pressure without even realizing it. And in over 68% of those cases, it's not candy. It's not chips. It's cheese. Yes, cheese. Sold as a calcium powerhouse. Marketed as natural, heart-healthy, organic, or aged to perfection. But here's the truth they don't want you to know. Some cheeses, especially the ones tucked in your fridge right now, could be silently accelerating aging, destroying your gut lining, and clogging your arteries with stealth-like precision. The dairy industry doesn't want you to hear this. Why? Because cheese is a $160 billion global market, and they're not about to admit that their healthy snack might be making millions of seniors sicker, especially when packaging hides behind fancy terms like light, reduced fat, or farm style. But make no mistake, not all cheese is created equal. Some fuel inflammation, leach calcium from your bones, and tangle up your arteries like a slow-motion heart attack. In this video, we'll reveal the 4 cheeses seniors should never touch and the 4 you must eat daily, ranked from number 4 to number 1. And stick around, because the number 2 cheese on our must-eat list doesn't just taste amazing, it's been clinically proven to boost leg strength and muscle function by up to 38% in seniors within 60 days. Every single reference is linked in the description below. Now, before we dive in, quick question. Where are you watching us from? We're reading and replying to every single comment. Let's build a smarter, stronger community together. And now, without any further ado, let's start with number 4, the cheese hiding in your favorite sandwich that might be slowly draining your energy every single day. Number 4, processed cheese slices, American cheese. They're convenient, they melt perfectly, and they've probably been in your fridge for years. But processed cheese slices, those yellow-orange squares wrapped in plastic, are some of the worst offenders for anyone over 60. On the outside, they look like real cheese, but inside, they're more like a chemistry project than actual dairy. A 2021 analysis by the Environmental Working Group found that processed cheese slices can contain up to 19 synthetic additives, including emulsifiers, artificial colors, and preservatives. Even worse, many contain sodium phosphate, a compound used to stabilize the texture that has been linked to kidney stress and accelerated aging in seniors, especially when consumed regularly. And let's not forget the sodium. Just 2 slices can pack over 800 milligrams, which is over a third of the daily limit for older adults with heart or blood pressure issues. Meet Harold, 72. He loved his morning egg sandwich with cheese. 2 slices melted perfectly every time. But what he didn't know was that his rising blood pressure, joint stiffness, and digestive discomfort were all linked to these ultra-processed slices. His doctor told him it wasn't the eggs, it wasn't the bread, it was the cheese. Once he switched to a real, aged alternative and cut the processed stuff, his inflammation markers dropped in just weeks. If you're eating processed slices daily, it's time to make a swap. Go for real cheese with minimal ingredients, the kind you slice from a block, not peel from plastic. Look for labels that list only milk, salt, and enzymes. That's it. But the next cheese is even more deceptive because it hides behind a gourmet label while damaging your memory and waistline. Number 3, cream cheese. It's soft, creamy, and comforting. But for seniors, cream cheese might be one of the most deceptive foods in your fridge. On the surface, it feels harmless. No crunch, no salt overload, no sugar, just a smooth spread you've probably eaten for decades. But here's the trap. Cream cheese delivers almost nothing your aging body actually needs. Just 2 tablespoons contain over 10 grams of fat, with more than 60% being saturated and nearly 0 protein or calcium, according to USDA data. It doesn't help your bones. It doesn't build your muscles. It doesn't even keep you full. And worse, that saturated fat. It's been linked to stiffened arteries and rising LDL cholesterol in older adults. In a 2017 Lipids in Health and Disease study, seniors with diets high in saturated fat saw a 13% rise in LDL and significant declines in memory recall in just 12 months. And those effects hit faster if you already struggle with cholesterol or insulin resistance. Diane, 69, learned it the hard way. For years, her healthy breakfast included whole grain toast with light cream cheese, but the fatigue, brain fog, and growing blood sugar numbers kept coming. It wasn't until her dietitian had her track nutrients that she realized cream cheese gave her calories, but nothing else. No protein for her muscles, no calcium for her bones, no fiber for her gut, just fat. She swapped it out for protein-rich cottage cheese with a sprinkle of cinnamon, and within weeks, her energy surged, her sugar stabilized, and the brain fog lifted. Cream cheese may feel familiar, but after 60, it's just a silent filler food, robbing your body of real strength and tricking your taste buds with empty satisfaction. Don't let its soft texture fool you. Your muscles, brain, and metabolism deserve more than this dairy ghost. But the next cheese is even more surprising. It's a stinky favorite that's secretly robbing your gut of good bacteria. But before we continue, if you have been enjoying the video so far, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more videos like this. Number 2. Blue cheese. Blue cheese may look fancy, aged, and gourmet, but for seniors, it could be a digestive disaster waiting to happen. Loaded with mold cultures like Penicillium roqueforti, this cheese is literally grown with bacteria that thrive in moist, cold environments. And while that might sound harmless, these mold strains can wreak havoc on older digestive systems that are already more sensitive to fermented or aged foods. What's worse, blue cheese is notoriously high in sodium, sometimes packing over 400 milligrams per ounce, which is dangerous if you have blood pressure issues. According to a 2020 study in Nutrients, excessive sodium intake was directly linked to a 32% increase in stroke risk in adults over 65. But the real hidden problem: histamines. As blue cheese ages, it builds up histamines, natural compounds that can trigger inflammation, headaches, and even heart palpitations in sensitive individuals. And that sensitivity only increases with age. Meet Martin, 73. He always enjoyed blue cheese crumbles on his salad, until his heart started racing after lunch one afternoon. After weeks of dizzy spells and fatigue, his doctor ruled out heart problems and pinpointed the culprit: food-based histamines. When he cut out blue cheese, his symptoms vanished in days. The punchline: many seniors think gourmet means healthier. But blue cheese isn't giving your body what it needs. It's giving it mold, salt, and stress. And your aging gut may no longer be equipped to handle that kind of bacterial load. If you're over 60 and dealing with fatigue, inflammation, or gut issues, blue cheese might be silently making it worse. But what comes next might seem like a dream cheese: creamy, sweet, indulgent, yet it's loaded with added sugars that can wreck your insulin. Number 1. Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese might seem like one of the cleaner cheeses on the shelf: mild, holy, and often labeled as low sodium or low fat. But for seniors, it hides a triple threat: tyramine overload, sky-high sodium, and histamine accumulation. That's a dangerous cocktail if you're over 60. Tyramine is a naturally occurring compound that spikes blood pressure and triggers migraines in aging adults who already have declining enzyme function. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Clinical Hypertension showed that seniors with hypertension had a 62% increased sensitivity to dietary tyramine, especially from aged cheeses like Swiss. Then there's the sodium. Just 2 slices of Swiss cheese can pack over 300 milligrams of sodium, silently pushing you toward high blood pressure and water retention. But it doesn't end there. Swiss cheese also contains histamines, which build up during the aging process and can trigger inflammation, bloating, and even irregular heart rhythms in seniors with compromised gut health. Meet George, 69. He loved Swiss cheese sandwiches and thought it was better than cheddar. But when he started waking up with pounding headaches, a dizzy feeling, and leg swelling. His doctor traced it back to his cheese habit. After switching to a fresh mozzarella alternative, those symptoms vanished in weeks. The holes in Swiss cheese aren't just physical, they're symbolic of the gaps it creates in your heart health, blood pressure, and inflammation defenses after 60. For seniors, it's not just about fat content or calories, it's about chemistry. The bacteria and aging process behind Swiss cheese might make it flavorful, but it also makes it volatile for anyone over 60. It doesn't belong in your fridge, not because it's indulgent, but because it undermines the systems your aging body relies on most: blood flow, pressure control, gut balance, and heart rhythm. And the scariest part? It's sold as a better cheese. That makes it even more dangerous. If you're serious about keeping your heart strong, your gut calm, and your blood vessels clear, then Swiss cheese needs to go. It's the hidden saboteur in your fridge drawer, one that ages just like you, but not in a good way. So now that you know the 4 worst offenders lurking in your fridge, but not all cheeses are dangerous. In fact, some can help you rebuild strength, protect your bones, and fight off the very inflammation that's been dragging your energy down. Let's count down the 4 best cheeses seniors over 60 should eat daily, starting with number 4. Number 4. Goat cheese. Goat cheese might be the single most underrated dairy food for seniors today. Unlike cow's milk cheese, goat cheese contains a unique protein structure and fatty acid profile that makes it dramatically easier to digest, especially for aging stomachs. It's naturally lower in lactose and richer in medium-chain fatty acids, which the body uses quickly for energy instead of storing as fat. One 2017 study published in the Journal of Dairy Science found that goat dairy products led to better digestion, less bloating, and improved calcium absorption in older adults compared to cow milk. That's a huge win for seniors struggling with gut issues, fatigue, or bone thinning. Inside the body, goat cheese delivers a powerful combination of calcium, phosphorus, vitamin A, and even small amounts of selenium, all essential for muscle function, bone strength, and immune health after 60. Meet Linda, 72. After years of feeling sluggish and achy after eating her usual cheddar, she made the switch to fresh goat cheese. Within 2 weeks, her digestion improved, she felt less puffy, and her joints felt looser in the morning. The secret? Goat cheese also contains capric acid, a fatty acid with natural anti-inflammatory effects that help soothe joints and reduce stiffness, making it a delicious tool for managing chronic inflammation in aging bodies. To get the most benefit, opt for organic, soft goat cheese that's minimally processed and free from additives. Spread it on whole grain toast, crumble it on a salad, or pair it with antioxidant-rich fruits like figs or berries for a joint-friendly snack that tastes indulgent, but works like medicine. But this next cheese might surprise you even more. Number 3. Ricotta cheese. Ricotta cheese is one of the softest, gentlest, and most protein-packed cheeses that aging bodies can benefit from. Yet it's often overlooked in favor of flashier options. What makes ricotta so special? It's made from the wheat leftover during cheese production, which is loaded with high-quality, easily digestible protein that your muscles desperately need after 60. As you age, your body becomes less efficient at repairing muscle tissue. That's why muscle loss, also known as sarcopenia, creeps in silently and robs seniors of their leg strength, balance, and energy. A study from the Journal of Nutrition, Health, and Aging revealed that older adults who consumed higher wheat protein diets preserved 30% more muscle mass over 12 weeks compared to those with low protein intake. That's not just a statistic. That's the difference between needing a walker and walking with confidence. Ricotta also contains a good dose of calcium and phosphorus, 2 minerals that reinforce bones from the inside out. Meet Peter, 67. He started eating a half cup of ricotta with cinnamon and berries before bed instead of cookies or ice cream. Within a month, his leg cramps eased up, and he was sleeping deeper. That's because ricotta's protein helps with overnight muscle repair, and the calcium calms the nervous system. And unlike many harder cheeses, Ricotta is naturally lower in sodium and saturated fat, making it heart-friendly too. For best results, choose fresh whole milk ricotta with no added gums or preservatives, and use it in both savory dishes and simple desserts. It's creamy, mild, and surprisingly powerful for restoring muscle and bone strength. Now let's move on to a cheese that most people assume is bad, but used right, it can actually transform your heart and brain health after 60. Number 2. Feta cheese. Feta cheese might be crumbly and small in size, but its impact on senior health is anything but. This traditional Mediterranean cheese, typically made from sheep or goat milk, contains a powerful mix of protein, calcium, and anti-inflammatory fats that support heart, bone, and muscle function as we age. What makes feta stand out is not just its tangy flavor, but its richness in conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, a natural fatty acid shown to reduce inflammation and improve muscle metabolism. For seniors, that's crucial because chronic inflammation is one of the main drivers behind weakened legs, stiff joints, and creeping fatigue. A 2018 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who regularly consumed CLA-rich foods experienced a 17% improvement in lower body strength over 6 months compared to those on a standard diet. Here's what changed for Emily, 72. She'd been avoiding cheese for years, fearing weight gain, but when her doctor recommended trying small amounts of real feta instead of processed cheese slices, she gave it a shot. She started adding it to her lunchtime salads, and after a few weeks, she noticed her knees felt more stable when walking stairs. Her digestion even improved, thanks to the probiotics naturally found in traditional feta. Unlike heavily aged cheeses, feta is less likely to trigger digestive issues or bloating. To get the full benefit, opt for feta made from sheep's milk and packed in brine. It's higher in nutrients and flavor than low-quality pre-crumbled versions. Crumble it over vegetables, mix it into omelets, or spread it on whole grain toast with olive oil. This simple change could be a game changer for your strength and stability in your 60s and beyond. And now, we're getting closer to the top of our list. The next cheese may surprise you with how much power it holds in such a small serving. Number 1. Cottage cheese. Cottage cheese might look humble in your fridge, but for seniors over 60, it's one of the most powerful healing foods you're probably ignoring. This soft, lumpy cheese is loaded with casein protein, a slow-digesting protein that keeps your muscles fed and fueled through the night when your body enters recovery mode. Why is this so important? Because after 60, your body starts losing up to 1% of muscle mass every year, especially during sleep when nutrients are scarce. Cottage cheese doesn't just fill your belly, it supports your muscles, your bones, your nerves, and even your sleep. A 2021 study in clinical nutrition found that seniors who consumed 30 grams of protein before sleep, especially from slow-digesting sources like casein, had significantly improved overnight muscle protein synthesis, reduced muscle breakdown, and improved physical performance within just 12 weeks. Meet Rose, 72. She thought feeling weak was just normal aging. She was skipping dinner, snacking on toast, and waking up sore every morning. But once her daughter added a simple half cup of cottage cheese before bed, everything changed. Within weeks, she was sleeping deeper, waking up with more energy, and no longer needed to push herself up from chairs. Cottage cheese is also naturally rich in leucine, the amino acid that literally flips the switch on muscle building. And it doesn't stop there. It provides selenium for immune health, calcium for bones, vitamin B12 for energy and cognition, and tryptophan, an amino acid that calms the brain and improves sleep cycles. Whether you eat it plain, stir in berries, or drizzle a little cinnamon and honey, it's a delicious and affordable powerhouse. And unlike many cheeses, low-fat cottage cheese is low in sodium, so it won't spike your blood pressure like the others. If you want to wake up stronger, walk easier, and keep your muscles from vanishing in your sleep, this is the cheese you want in your fridge. So now you know, the cheeses that might be secretly draining your strength, fogging your brain, or spiking your pressure, and the ones that could be rebuilding your muscles, sharpening your mind, and keeping your bones strong after 60. The truth is, it's not about giving up cheese, it's about choosing the right ones. What sits in your fridge could be helping or hurting you every single day, and most seniors have no clue. Big food brands won't tell you this. They're too busy pushing ultra-processed slices that last months on a shelf. But you're smarter than that. You made it to the end. So, tell us in the comments, what's the one cheese you eat most often? We're reading and replying to every single one. And if this video opened your eyes, hit that subscribe button. We've got more senior-focused videos coming every single week, backed by real science, made for real people. Your health doesn't retire, and neither should your strength. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. Thanks for watching.